looking at me, I'm looking back.
Hey guys, welcome back to 3 Non-Blondes Plus 1. It's me, Riya, and today we're doing another video in Riya's Kitchen Corner. Today we're making my top secret banana bread recipe. I always make this for book clubs and when people come over because it's a great snack and it helps you not be so guilty because it has fruit in it. So without further ado, let me show you the ingredients. Okay, and here are your ingredients. 3 ripe bananas. The riper they are, the sweeter they will be and the less sugar you will need to use. 1/2 cup of sugar. You can reduce this as much as you want depending on your bananas. A dash of flour on the side and 1 and 1/2 cups of flour. You need this for the baking, you need this for greasing the pan. So make sure you have that. Then 1 cup of walnuts. We will toast and chop these later. 1 stick of butter or 1 cup of butter. Or 1/2 cup of butter, not 1 cup. 1 teaspoon vanilla. 1 teaspoon cinnamon. 1 teaspoon baking soda, not baking powder. Do not get them mixed up. 1 cup raisins. You can use golden raisins or normal raisins, but my favorite are golden raisins. And 2 eggs. So, let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is come over here inside our oven to bake. Make sure it's the upper oven. Set it to 350 degrees and just start it. So that's preheating, let's get back to the food. We're gonna start by any good recipe by creaming the butter and the sugar. So make sure to unlock your KitchenAid. And you don't need to use a KitchenAid, I just recommend it because it makes the process go by much faster. And I'm actually gonna grab a spatula to help. We have these lovely silicone spatulas that you can get at your local H-E-B, Ralph's, Publix, whatever's closest to you. Make sure to leave a little bit of butter left in the bowl for greasing the pan. Make sure you get all the major chunks out and in the bowl. Now we're gonna add our sugar. Make sure you get all 1/2 cup in there. I'm just gonna put this off to the side. Now start creaming these on a low speed. And the secret to getting the really most delicious banana bread ever is to get the creaming down until it's basically white. So you can see it's really incorporating in there now. And slowly I will start to put it up to higher speeds. Lots of mistakes people make is not bringing it back down to 0 and scraping the bottom while creaming it. Because as you guys can see, a bunch of the sugar gets left on the bottom and doesn't cream correctly. So we just need to move that around and get from all the edges. And keep creaming that till it's basically white. As you guys can see, there's a strong color difference. I can bring this to you for comparison. It's much, much, much lighter. Now in a separate bowl, you need to grab your bananas and a fork. So this part is actually kind of gross because if you have the bananas really ripe, the skin becomes really smushy. And it always kind of grosses me out, but you gotta do what you gotta do for the baking, you know what I mean? You guys can probably see the disgust on my face, so just a warning ahead of time. And it's not that I hate bananas, I just hate squishy bananas. Make sure to get all of your banana in there. I'm just putting it in my sugar bowl from earlier. And the trick that I have to keep your mama loving you and letting you keep baking in the kitchen is to throw away all the disgusting things as you go, like the banana peels, and rinse the bowl. So as you can see, our 3 bananas are in there. Now, see, again, the riper they are, the easier they're gonna mash. And here you just want it to the consistency of baby food, kind of. So with still a little bit of chunk so it has texture, You don't want it to be a complete paste, but you want it to be all mashed up. So no big chunks like this. Now you're gonna unlock your mixer yet again and just spoon in your bananas. Okay, bananas are all spooned in, but we'll put it off to the side, and just start off by incorporating these things. Okay, and see, you don't need to do that for a long time. Now again, I'm going to take my spatula and just move it off the edges, so it tends to get stuck to the edges a bunch. But now a little baker's tip for me is to incorporate only one egg at a time. That helps it get really incorporated and leave no extra bits. So I'm going to start with my first egg, right back there, and start incorporating her in. Slow it down and crack our second egg in. Put this to the side and just beat it back up so it incorporates. Okay. Now in another separate bowl, we're going to combine all of our dry ingredients. We're going to start with our flour. And our baking soda, and our cinnamon. At this step, you can add any spices you really like. You could add a little pinch of nutmeg in there, but my favorites are just sticking with the originals. Then I just, kind of toss them around. And I sometimes use the spatula to mix them around as well. But yeah, now we're just gonna put this in a third of the mixture at a time. Just a third at a time. Just make sure that there's no lumps in the batter. This is a great dairy-free option, except for the eggs. So if you're allergic to milk, lactose intolerant, this is great for you. Now before I deem it ready and done, I always just like to take off the paddle so I have better access to the bowl. I just put that off to the side. And I take my spatula and I really get in there with my arms. See, as you can see, there's a lot of leftover butter. So I really get in there with my arms and scrape the bottom of the bowl really good before I deem it ready. So I'm just gonna mix this and reinstall the paddle in there and give it another quick little mix. Now just a little disclaimer when you're making this, be warned, the whole house is gonna migrate to the kitchen because it smells so amazing in here. It smells so fresh with the cinnamon, I just love it. Now is the time to add your vanilla extract. Reminder, that's just 1 teaspoon. The vanilla really helps to enhance all the other flavors in the batter. Okay, we're just gonna let this sit while we come over here and toast our walnuts. And the oven just went off, signaling the oven is preheated, but we're just gonna quickly make these walnuts. We set the stove to high and toss in these walnuts. You're not cooking the walnuts, you're toasting them. That's important to remember. So we're just gonna toast them up. And all that powder you see, that's like the crushed up walnuts we were near the end of the bag. So we're just gonna toast those. And you'll start to smell a really nice walnutty smell emitting from them. So then you will know that they are in fact toasted. This doesn't take too long. Just make sure you keep it moving, otherwise they will burn. And nobody likes burnt walnuts. We'll be back once they're all toasted. So it's been toasting for a hot minute, and get it hot, but they're all toasted, and I'm just going to transfer them over here to a cutting board. And remember that our herb chopper from a few videos ago? We use that to chop our walnuts as well. So you don't want tiny itty bitty walnut pieces, you just want them chopped so they're not a choking hazard. So again, just push them down there. Bring them back together in the center, because some of them will fall out. And just chop them up. They usually get stuck at the top, so make sure to keep clearing this as you go. And then just the other direction. And she's all being done chopped. As you can see, they're now just like bite-sized pieces that you can eat really easily. But they're not, baby food. So we're going to grab all our pieces and just transfer them over here again. And I'm going to take out the top because we no longer need that, but I'm just going to slide in all of our walnuts. This is also when I'm going to add our raisins. So 1 cup of our raisins. And I'm just going to take it off our trusty mixer hybrid, and you're going to use a spatula to maquinage these in. Maquinage is just a fancy word for folding. So we fold all of them in. And now we just got to move this inside while we grease our pan. I know you're traditionally supposed to use a loaf pan, but we usually end up using bundt cake pans because it becomes much easier to slice. So again, we've got our butter sheet from earlier. So just grease the bottom, and because it's a bundt cake pan in the middle, and really grease the sides as well. All around. And then I just did a little here. I'm just gonna put in my flour. Remember how we had that little smidgen of flour left over from earlier? So we're just gonna circle that all around our bowl. And this is just what I'm gonna quickly stack up all of our bowls and stuff so the area is cleaner. And the reason we got this bowl again is to so it collects any extra flour, because you don't want big chunks of flour. So this is, in theory, gonna collect some of the extra chunks of flour. Like that. See, all of that was extra. Now we're gonna just start pouring in our mixture. Okay, we're gonna start pouring out our batter. Now be careful because it is a glass bowl and it is very heavy now. So I'm just gonna start slowly but surely, making sure it all goes in. It's okay if it all enters from the same point. You can move it. There's still some batter left, but I'm just gonna start by moving this batter around. So just moving, and I'm gonna flip the pan, scrape all of the edges, make sure you really get all the batter from all the corners. This is like the desserts on my mom's salmon recipes. Everybody always asks for this recipe. So we're gonna spread her right around. And my band-aid's falling off, so I'm just gonna let those aside. We're gonna pop this in the oven for 55 minutes. We'll be back when it's done. As you guys can see, the oven is off. I just turned the timer on because that was a very loud beeping noise. I'm going to cancel the upper oven so it's not still going and try to keep cooking it. And then I'm just going to pull this on down and get our banana bread out. Gonna bring it over here to cool. I'm just gonna close the oven off. And we're gonna wait for 30 minutes. Do not even touch it for 30 minutes until it's done cooling down. Okay, we're back. It's been 30 minutes and it's warm to the touch, but cool. So I'm just taking this knife, just a butter knife, going along the edges so it's all nice and loosened, and right around the middle because mine is a bundt cake pan. Now we're just gonna take our plate, flip it up, and you can hear a thunk when it falls. And bam, look at how perfect that is. A perfectly clean cut. Now, how about we get Mom in here to taste test? Because this is one of her favorites. Just gonna cut a nice little piece for Mom. Hey Mom, you wanna come in here and taste the banana bread?
Yes, I would love to.
Got a little slice right here for you.
Oh, I'm gonna pick a little. Ooh, it's still warm. Wow. Oh, nothing like warm banana bread. Ooh. Yeah, it's so good.
It's
unbelievable.
so delicious.
I can eat this all day long.
Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Riya's Kitchen Corner. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of my recipes. Thanks for watching. Bye.